was a little bit of fuck shit
And her
from
companions were
Legacy.
upset.
Mm-hmm. Legacy did
Not
some
Ben
shit.
Getty.
Huh?
Ben Getty wasn't upset. He was well. He was upset. He was more upset that he didn't get to do it.
The one time Ben
But
Getty and Legacy semi-agree on shit.
how does that feel?
Legacy did some fuck shit. She was left with Marcus and Ben Getty and Cosmic,
Cosmic was there.
and Kaya had left and Lockhart had went after her.
Small retcon. Lockhart just went to the living room. She's not going to follow after Kaya, but she doesn't want to be
Gotcha.
in there.
But yeah, let's do some a little bit of tune. So Kaya, you've just stormed off to go back to the drones, who are being babysat by a slightly bigger baby of Larry. But he's a responsible, slightly bigger baby.
You know, you have a horse, babysit a dog.
Yeah. But is there anything else that you would want to try and do while you're like heading back, or are you just going straight back?
I don't know. Are you prepared for me to pull a random NPC phone call out of my ass? Or
Fucking try me, I guess. We'll see if I'm prepared.
I was gonna say, like, if you're not prepared, then we can just have her just go back to the drones.
Who would she call?
I know she had some of her to-do lists. I feel like she'd also just call Rat. She'd probably call, like, either Rat or Bastion. Those are her comfort peoples.
So, of those two, either one of them would answer because they are both. Either one of them are, or both of them are very much the type of like, if they see a call come in from homies A through E, they would absolutely pick up, and the rest of them they would consider, but probably still pick up.
Okay,
Tell me who you're calling.
Is Kaya among those Amy's hope?
Yes, yeah, for both of them.
Okay, cool. Sorry, we was just vibing, and I gotta get back into game headspace real quick. Right, Legacy just did some fuck shit. Kaya made sure she wasn't gonna die, cleaned up the bloody nose, and then just dipped, right? Yeah, that's pretty much. Why are you doing zoomies now?
She wasn't angry. She was just extremely disappointed.
Nah, that's bullshit. She was angry.
No, you. Ow, motherfucking. Oh. Okay, sorry. Sailor's being sailor.
And we love him for it.
That's very true. I do love him for it. However, I'm gonna flip a coin real quick. Oh, okay. It's been a hot minute. She's just gonna call Bastion.
Okay. I haven't done Bastion voice in a long time, so I'm gonna spitball it, but we'll see how it goes.
It's okay. Understandable.
Yeah, so you give Bastion a ring, and
imagine she got on her bike and like has just like helmet phone call.
Yeah, Bluetooth helmet.
Yeah,
except,
Bluetooth
like,
helmet.
More futuristic than just Bluetooth helmet.
Higher quality.
Higher quality, and it's like way cooler.
Yeah, it's got like lights and shit.
But yeah, after like it doesn't take long. Just a quick 1 or 2 rings, and Bastion would immediately pick up. I forget what time of day it was.
This would be
Like after
this would be
lunch?
lunchtime at
Yeah.
at the latest, because Legacy got in
Yeah.
early and did her shit.
She
Mhm.
started off the day with this bullshit.
And I think it, if I'm not mistaken, was it was a weekend. So Bastion's not even he's not even at work. So you're just able to give him like straight up a normal ass phone call, to which like a few seconds go by, and then he picks up, and you get just a casual but slightly confused like, oh, hey there, what's going on?
Hey.
There's a long pause. How can I help you?
Just wanted to,
Good?
talk and, catch up because, I mean, I haven't called you in a minute.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
how often do you think Kaya does just like calls to catch up and hang out with Bastion over the phone?
Not often. Like, maybe a 2 or 3. I feel like she's more the person that, rather than, like, phone call to catch up, it's a meet in person to catch up. And if it's a phone call, it's usually a, hey, want to meet up at so and so place. Okay, cool. Bye. I imagine she doesn't really talk over the phone all that much.
That is sort of what I was expecting. So if you genuinely want to try to deceive Bastion, you'll have to roll for it.
Yes, my one presence.
But I'm gonna be honest, Bastion isn't the most perceptive, but he's at least a little more perceptive than the average person, and he's absolutely gonna smell bullshit through the water, probably.
I don't even want to roll. It's one green.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Being a friend.
What'd you say?
I was saying it's called being a friend.
Yeah, it's called being a friend. He knows her. Oh, sorry, my
There's,
correction. 2 green for deception.
yeah, there is a like a pause, and you can't see his face, but there you can hear the kind of telltale sign of like Bastion giving you the eye. Like, you know the look. He crosses. He's not like a sassy person, but were he a sassy person, it would be probably the most sassy he could ever look, with like arms crossed and an eyebrow raised, very much in like, really. But you hear that expression on his face, and after a pause, like a beat, he's just like, "You sure about that?" Look, I won't lie to you. If I'm having, I will just tell you about my day. I will have no compunctions about that. But I do not believe you for 1 second. Just to be clear.
Thanks for being clear.
No
I
problem.
appreciate it.
Now, do you want to spill the beans, or do you want me to talk about my day?
Both?
There's a soft snort, and he just goes, "All right, well, I'll start. We'll ease into it." And he will tell you about his day.
Cool. How's this day been?
It has been a very, very like easy, relaxing Saturday. He has enjoyed his time doing basically nothing. He's off the clock.
Hell yeah. Love doing nothing.
He got up, treated himself to an iced coffee, hit the tanning bed, hit the gym, went for a walk. Like productive relaxing or a productive relaxation kind of day. And after he gets through like a little peek inside the life of Bastion, he'll clear his throat very excitedly and be like, "In your turn."
So, woke up kind of late. Drove over to Getty's, and Legs did something. You know, she did shit, and I mean, it was pretty fucking stupid, but she's fine. You know, she's fine. I made sure that she was fine, but like, really fucking. Well, anyway, it's just, you know, nothing much. It's just, what, past lunch?
How stupid we talking? Are you talking like racing without a helmet stupid, or like bicycling without a helmet stupid?
Talking like, skipping the testing procedure before using brand new equipment, kind of stupid.
You can't hear the sound of it, but you know the telltale like pause, and you can hear like the click of his tongue in the back of his mouth. Like he kind of nods his head slowly and just okay. Goes, all right, well, what are you gonna do about it? Need a safety briefing? Is it one of those?
Are you like busy right now?
You could hear him like.
I mean, you just told me about your day. So like technically you're not, but like, are you busy doing nothing, or are you hungry?
Busy. I could go for a bite or a drink. Coffee.
Yeah,
You
coffee.
hear like the clink of like ice in a cup.
Yeah, let's go get coffee.
He again, you can't hear it, but he nods and he just goes, "Let's." Should I meet you there?
Is Bastion home right now?
If he is not, he had told you that he is out at the park.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. She would say yes.
Bastion nods and just goes, "Sure thing."
Looking.
I'll be late. And he'll hang up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to meet Bastion instead of going back to the drones, or are you going to the drones first?
Probably. She's already out. So, coffee first. She'll pick.
Gotcha.
I don't know. She'll get something for the drones. I feel like she constantly feels like she has to get something for them whenever she goes out. So it might not be food because they can't eat, but it might be something. I don't know, maybe magnets. The little souvenir coffee magnets.
Don't put magnets on your computers.
I meant like for the fridge.
Yeah, sure. You can grab something like simple and small to give to the drones.
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine Kai gets there first because she was already probably turned. She was already on her way there.
Mm-hmm.
But she's sitting and she's looking like kind of stressed for multiple reasons. Because I feel like now it's kind of like, oh no, he's on his way here. The fear of like, oh fuck, is he gonna realize? Oh no, oh fuck, I gotta play it cool. Do I smell like whiskey? I hope I don't.
To that, if you're gonna ask if she's that worried, when was the last time she had a drink? Because if she does, I might make Bastion roll for it. If she if she's had a drink recently,
I'd say like a day or two at most.
Okay. All right. So no, she's not going to have any liquor stink on her.
Okay. I feel like she's still paranoid as fuck about it, though.
Oh yeah, that totally jives. It's just like she's Bastion's not going to make any checks for anything. At least until she starts trying to lie about it, and it goes about as well as you would expect. But you'll wait there for a few minutes, and after a bit, it doesn't take long because you stop by, you visit the drones. Do you tell them where you're going so that they know?
Yeah, I feel like she would.
Okay. And the other question would be, do you tell Legacy, Lockhart, anyone else, the group chat?
Probably not. Because I feel like she doesn't
Not
really
even
feel a need
Cosmic?
to. I feel like she doesn't really need to have a need to. She's just going to go get coffee.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So, if you don't mind, you can meet up with Bastion, but I want to like make sure that we sync the times here.
Yeah,
So
all good.
as you
Feel
are
free.
traveling and getting back to the drones, in the immediate aftermath after Kaya leaves, there's that beat pause where Kaya heads out and Lockhart heads upstairs. Legacy, Lockhart, what are you both doing? Kind of awkward silence has fallen over the boys. TM.
Don't you fucking giggle, bitch.
I mean, I think if I remember, the last thing Lockhart did was basically break the Ethernet cord, and then kind of leave the room after telling Marcus, like, talk to Legacy.
Yeah. Lockhart stormed out.
Yeah.
And Getty is mourning the loss of an Ethernet cable.
She does not want to be in the room with. She does not want to be in the room because she is upset, but she also does not want to leave the area in case someone tries to do something stupid again.
I imagine Legacy just like has managed to sit up straight, cross-legged in this chair, kind of like has turned and watched Lockhart's like storm out, and just like saw her break shit. Like that's uncalled for. Okay, cool, nice. And we'll kind of slowly look back. Bengeti, she is not worried about because Bengeti seems to understand. She just kind of looks at Cosmic and Marcus, rubs the back of her head. Oh. If you're gonna lecture me, might as well go ahead and get it over with, because I feel like that's what I'm gonna get for the rest of the day.
Marcus he takes both hands, and there's a soft reach gesture, like where he's like no, and then he doesn't say anything, just rubs both hands through his short hair and like on each side of his head. He just goes, oh boy, no. I don't. I've never been good at lecturing people anyway. You want to go maybe back to the apartment? It's he looks around at Cosmic and Bengeti. Cosmic just has popcorn still.
This motherfucker.
And he in that like kind of pregnant pause, Cosmic chimes in and just goes, awkward. Yeah, it's a little stifling here. So if you wanted to maybe go for a walk, we could get a drink or go back to the apartment and check on the drones.
And like I say, just kind of like sighs and nods a little bit. Oh, yeah. We should probably make sure that none of them have gone launching themselves off countertops. And we'll kind of like swing her legs over the side because I'm imagining this is like essentially like a fucking like dentist chair at its core.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of pause for a second, like legs kind of swinging in the air. I want to make it clear to both of you. I do understand why people are upset, but I needed to do this on my own terms.
And Kitty just scratches the back of his head. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you're the only one who's like smart enough to know how to do the fucking thing, so you just, do it. It's not personal. It's just more like professional. And Marcus just kind of rubs his temples. There's a lot more to it than that, but you are probably the smartest and most capable in this case. Looking at you, Legacy.
Legacy kind of grimaced at Vingetti's words. Like, yes, but not in that way. Not with that phrasing. And she just kind of like does like a half nod, not wanting to agree fully to what Bingetti has said, but at the same time he's at least pointing in the correct direction. And will stand up and kind of stretch a little bit. I imagine she's just a little wobbly for a second or two as she readjusts to moving properly. And kind of looks towards Bingetti. I'll stop by probably tomorrow. Tell you what I saw.
And Getty walks over to stand beside Cosmic and takes a little bit of popcorn. And Cosmic he doesn't look at Ben Getty. He hands Ben Getty the popcorn without looking at him. And then Cosmic will walk over to you, Legacy, and just hug you in a really, he is a small person, and he has a very small frame. But he hugs, in a really, really big way. Wraps all the way around you and gives you a good, kind of awkward side hug.
Duh. She hugs him back and kind of, you see, just a little bit of nervousness is gone. It's something else in there. And
Cosmic will take a step back, and then he doesn't say anything. He'll just take a step back to break from the hug and then look at you to gesture oh, okay, go on.
She kind of shrugs. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but moving in there is unlike anything here. And kind of looks towards Minghetti. I can't fully describe it right now, but well, you have created a whole new beast of science, Minghetti.
He doesn't really know how to respond to that. He just blinks, kind of dumbstruck. And he, like, Marcus steps to the side so that Minghetti can see him around you. Not that he needed to do that because he's quite tall, but he steps to the side and he points at Minghetti and he just goes, "Don't get in the machine alone. Not allowed."
And Legacy nods really quickly. Like, both of you. And she kind of looks between Minghetti and Cosmic because she knows that those are the two that are most likely to go into the machine. You both have to promise that this, I know, is rich coming from me.
I promise.
She's kind of like smiles, nods. If you get into the machine, you need to talk to me first, because I don't know how to. I don't think either of you are going to find your way back unless I explain it in very great detail first. I just got lucky in guessing.
Cosmic nods, like perfectly, totally understanding. And Minghetti looks at Cosmic, sees him nodding, and then it takes him a second, but he opens his mouth like he's gonna protest, and then just closes it and nods. Yeah. I'll I'll put like the brakes on doing some fucky experiment stuff. And he holds up the Ethernet cord. At least until I can get one of these, and he looks up, like at the ceiling, and towards where Lockhart is, and just goes, and I'll wait till she comes down. Marcus whispers, you should go up instead of waiting.
Is he saying that to Minghetti?
Yeah, he's saying that to Minghetti. Like, you shouldn't wait till she comes down. You should just go up to her. And then Minghetti, there is an audible gulp, but he nods.
And Legacy just kind of smiles a little bit. If it's any solace to you, she is annoyed with you. She is mad with me. You are the preferred person out of the two of us right now.
He opens his mouth again, and you know that there is a snarky quip coming. Like the twitch at the corner of his mouth and the like slight movement of his eyes. Like he always has the look right about when he does some snark shit, and he has that look in his face, but he doesn't say anything. He closes his mouth and then opens it again, and then closes his mouth again, and then just goes, I will talk to her and see if I can't smooth things over. And Legacy, from behind you, you're not seeing it, but you can feel Marcus gesticulating. as if to like signal him like no, no, yes, no, yes.
Yeah, Legacy, like, was not surprised the first time the mouth opened. And then there was just a little bit of surprise, and then the eyes immediately narrow with the second one. And Legacy just sighs. I will not protest help in this moment. I will not protest help. And she kind of like hands through hair for a second. Deep sigh. I am going to be making it up to those two. And just shakes her head after a moment. Okay, yep, we should get going before Lockhart comes back down here and decides to throw me through a window. And we'll kind of like grab Marcus's hand, pause, look at Cosmic. Are you coming too, or you can
Cosmic looks
the
at Ben Getty
Larrys?
and then and he looks at you and Marcus, and he holds up a finger and just goes, I might just go home. This is a lot of and he just wiggles his fingers. He does not elaborate more than just wiggling his fingers as if to imply vibes.
Like,
And
that's drama.
and he just goes, yeah, but I can come back whenever. I'm not doing anything.
I will, when Kaya decides to speak to me again, remind her that you have not met the Larrys yet.
He nods. I didn't know you knew anybody named Larry, aside from the drone.
Well,
Are there multiple of them?
Shit.
Marcus just goes, oh yeah.
Legacy in that moment is realizing that Ben Getty has not been talked to about this. Literally, shit, out loud, and just like, it's a long story. It's a long story.
Ben, if as this conversation is happening, Ben Getty has checked out. He's like fiddling with some part of the wire. Like he's completely moved on to a different thing. So the reveal has not been spoiled to him yet.
If Legacy realizes that he is not paying attention, she'll just be like, "It's a long story," and like be turning towards the door, but where Cosmic can still see her, but Bengetti can't, and she will just kind of gesture towards Bengetti, and then like hand across the throat, and like, no.
Let's head out for now, and I guess we'll figure out what to do next. We got time before everything, and he just kind of waves ambiguously towards all of reality.
Yeah. Legacy is going to get something cold to drink and a little bit of food on the way home. And Kaya does not eat out very often, so she can't pick up favorite food really. But she will find something to just have sitting in front of the door when Kaya gets back.
Mm-hmm.
and will ultimately take Marcus back to the baby drone brigade.
Yeah, so you and Marcus head out. Cosmic will follow you out, but says his goodbyes on the street and heads in a different direction. As you and Marcus are walking, Marcus will. There's a good 30 seconds of silence, and he'll break it after that and say, "So, do you want to talk now or after we eat some?" I'm not mad per se.
She just kind of tilts her head slightly, and she is going to very purposely tuck herself under his arm, but just shakes her head. You know you can be mad at me though, right? It's bad to say, but I am kind of used to people being mad.
I'm just not good at being mad at people. And he kind of scratches the back of his head. I mean, before I got my arms, he just holds an arm up. I was already kind of a big person. I kind of always have been. And I still got bullied when I was in middle school because I just didn't. I don't like being mad.
There's just kind of she's looking up at him as he is talking, and there's just kind of this bittersweet, kind of smirk smile on her face of not surprised, but at the same time, that's kind of sad. And she just tilts her head. Yeah, and then you date the crazy one. Good job.
he kind of tilts his head back and forth, and there is both an appreciative yeah, and then also yeah. He pauses again and just goes, I don't know if I told you this before, but the security guard or cop that I punched to get into Seishan Ward, that's the first person I ever punched.
And now you're getting training from the woman who does nothing but punching people for a living.
He nods. It's weird because she and I have a lot in common in a very, very strange way. And you wouldn't expect it. In a lot of ways, we are both really quiet. Except she's a more menacing quiet. But we're both quiet.
He just kind of snorts a little bit.
But I'm not mad at you. But I still, I think you definitely maybe could have made a better call. There is something that I'm more worried about, and I don't think it's kind of hard for me to put into words without saying it directly. He kind of scratches the back of his head, and he looks really uncertain or like uneasy. Do you think, well, are you... He just shakes his head and he kind of slaps his cheeks with both hands and just goes, I don't know a better word for it, but do you have any sort of, I don't know, death wish? He asks that with like an actual, like, genuine, if you have a death wish, we can talk about it kind of energy.
And Legacy's like, wait, here's that. There's a pause, and then there is legitimate, like, laughter for a hot second. And she like kind of like calms down for a second. She shakes her head like, I am so sorry. And just
Marcus just stands there through the laughter, and eventually he just goes, that's a good sign.
oh. Do you want me to tell you why I got in the machine without anyone around? Why I pulled the safety?
Marcus, he scratches the back of his head a little awkwardly, and then he goes, I do want to know that, but I had hoped for an immediate no.
Oh, I think
That
it
last
puts
question
into perspective. At least it puts it into perspective in my head.
He gulps and nods. I will trust you, and you tell me. Why did you get in without anyone there?
Because all of you worrying and wringing your hands would have scared me out of getting into that chair at all. Sitting there and talking about safety measures and testing and parameters for God knows how long, I would have stopped and not been able to do anything. I know you are probably sick and tired of hearing me talk about this, but way too much of my life has been shaped by being in that fucking hospital and being scared.
He nods.
And she kind of like sighs and like you can see like she's like starts to rub her hands together as if to like warm them up, and then the gesture stops almost immediately because like you can't fucking do that with mostly metal hands. And she kind of paces a step or two. I don't have a death wish, at least I don't think I do.
There is an audible sigh.
But
A sigh of relief.
But I have always kind of felt like everything right now, in some ways, is borrowed time. So, I need to do what I can, make the most of what I have, and all of the extra precautions in talking and debating would have kept me from doing what I could do.
He nods. It takes a second, but he nods real slowly and says, I guess that makes sense. Well, I'm glad you're not actively sustaining a death wish. But I guess I was worried, at least a little bit, that maybe you were a bit too reckless, and I don't know, just I guess I don't want you to accidentally throw yourself away.
Legacy, is not looking at him for a moment. And there's a little nod. And she'll finally kind of look up at him and, kind of study his face. Well, first off, I will fully admit that, unfortunately, reckless has been applied to me many times. Many times may even be an understatement. But it's not because I'm chasing injury or chasing death or chasing danger, even, because, well, I've hidden behind you before. You know I don't necessarily like most danger. Now, getting high up someplace is a different story, but that's, that I can explain, and I'm not going to therapy for that particular answer, if that's what you're going to suggest.
He closes his mouth.
But again, there are times where I don't even know how to say this. You know that I like what I do, right?
When you say you like what you do you mean freelance work, or do you mean, and he just kind of gestures vaguely, the rebel stuff?
The hacking and the running and the weird ass, sometimes shady bars and life.
Smiles and nods.
And you know that I like my roommate and my weird ass friends, and I like what we have.
And do you like Lockhart? He like suggests.
Well, I said weird ass friends.
There's a little bit of like a whew, okay. I'm glad she's included in there.
I am not trying to escape from any of it or horrendously change. Well, I shouldn't say horrendously change because second taking down Tetsuo would be a horrendous change, but a good change at the same time. I am getting distracted. I like it all, but again, I need to make the most of what I have and what I can do. Why run when I can run? And she like kind of gestures a little bit with her hands. Like there's no easy way to make the comparison to parkour without saying parkour, but she doesn't want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Why just be decent at computers when I can be the best? Why let shit go on when I can maybe do something about it? Is it sometimes reckless and stupid and ill-advised and sometimes make me have to go to the hospital or go see Veloska or go back to my apartment with my tail tucked between my legs? Yes. What was the fucking point in me getting past what I have if I didn't do anything like this?
Marcus, like he smiles at the sentiment of like why run when I could run, and like the pushing yourself to the utmost, even though it means like suffering consequences occasionally. That really captured his attention, and he smiles a very, very like deep and warm, cozy smile. I think in a lot of ways that sort of, yes, that sort of energy you put off, I think that's just something that I picked up on when I first saw you, because I was really hooked to it. I think that sort of drive is something that I maybe kind of needed for myself. Or maybe I needed someone to point out that I could have that drive. But either way, I think you're right in a lot of ways about approaching this. About doing everything you can, even though it's risky. And I don't worry that you might forget about us, because I don't think that you could if you wanted to. I do worry that you might forget about yourself from time to time. But I think if you keep us in mind. And he puts a hand to his chest. I think you'll be okay. But maybe for the next time you feel the, I guess, anxious sort of energy creep up on you, and you're worried that too much hesitation might cause you to stumble, signal me somehow, and maybe we could talk about it. Or maybe you could just give me a hint that you're going to try something, so I know to be extra careful about you. Because I sort of missed the first time, and I definitely missed the second time. And this time I don't know how much danger you were in. But I just want to be there to catch you when you stumble. If you happen to push yourself a bit too hard and you can't catch yourself. I don't want to like step on your independence or anything, because that, that's one of the things I admire about you. So I figure I got really good, and he like flexes one arm, a really strong set of arms that I could use to help somehow, but just not to get in your way, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense.
Legacy just kind of smiling as he was talking, and will just kind of reach out a hand in his direction to hold. Doesn't say anything until he takes her hand. I'm happy that I could help nudge you towards something you wanted, but I think I have to thank you too, because even if you think you've missed some things, you have been what's the word that I want to use? You have been something to fall back into that was, well, even right now, you are not yelling at me. You are not calling me names. You are wanting to talk. And I mean this in the best possible sense, so don't take it any other way. You're safe.
He seems very content with this idea. I would. There's no other person I would rather be safe for. But if I, as in, you're the top of the list of people who I would want to make feel safe.
She kind of grins and just nods. Hell, I mean, you tried to bash an alien over the head with a stool to help me, so I would hope so.
He nods and just goes, I did try. I don't know how effective it was, but I like to think it was helpful.
Well, you distracted it long enough for me to get away, so accomplishment, I guess? But I will try to work on my communication a little bit more so that you don't feel out of the loop in the future. I can't promise anything ground-shattering immediately, though.
You don't have to promise anything ground-shattering. You you do you, and when you feel particularly you-y in the moment, just try to remember that I can't quite tell. I don't have the best sense of that sort of thing. But if you let me know, I will know to be ready. So when you need to run, and he does the gesture that you did earlier, just look for me before you take off. And then you can take off.
She'll nod. And I guess I haven't said it fully, even if you're not mad, but I am sorry about today. But
He looks very satisfied.
But I also think I know what happened. So, ideally, it shouldn't go bad like that again in the future. Unless it has to go bad. Which I hope not.
He looks his usual, like, slightly nervous self in that for a moment and just goes, well, good. Should we be taking notes? Should we be writing this down? Is this like groundbreaking stuff that you're learning, or is this kind of...
I don't know. That's the disconcerting thing. Do you actually want me to tell you everything?
Well, I am curious. I just scratches the back of his head. I just explain it a little bit more layperson-y. I'm pretty smart. I'm just not hacker smart.
You are very smart, Marcus. Fucking, why do I need to remind you of that? I imagine that's when they turn to go get food, and she explains everything to Marcus over food.
The excruciating details of, like, the cityscape blue chip infinite universe.
Which if Marcus is willing to listen to her, she will go into as layperson, as simple and like slow of description as she needs to help him understand, because he's letting her talk about hacking shit.
He will absolutely do his best to follow along, and he does for the most part. He has a pretty good intellect. He does not... the thing that he struggles with is social cues.
hey, join the club. I don't think any of us are
Who-
good with social
Who
cues anymore.
does? Honestly, name a single fucking person who is good at that.
Both in
I really
and
wanna
out of character.
True. I want to stat out. One of the things I do love about Genesys as a system is the nuance you get from like intellect, cunning, and presence. Like I find a lot of joy in understanding the different characters' spread of that sort of thing. Like it's kind of fun.
It is a more interesting division than like the wisdom, intelligence, and charisma, because they don't
Mhm.
fall neatly into those three. They're a little different, and honestly, to me, in some ways, make more sense.
hmm But just in case you were curious, I don't know if you can see Marcus's sheet.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah. Legacy almost had that too.
Twinsies. Twinsies. Anyway.
Anyway,
I'm assuming Lockhart also has a 1 or almost had a 1.
I can't see Marcus's sheet.
None of us can.
you can't.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Hold on. Let me see if I
Actually-
can change it.
No, I just see his token.
Yeah.
Token.
Let me see if I can change this to.
But let us see how
Observer?
Ben Getty tries to beg Lockhart not to go punch something.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Can you get a
So.
little closer to your mic, Iris, please?
So
Huh? What?
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
there you go. So
What happened? No,
Ben
seriously, what
Getty
happened?
just
You're just really
closing,
quiet.
Oh,
closing
sorry.
in on your microphone.
Go men.
Ben Getty will go upstairs after a good probably 30 minutes. Half of that time was spent not wanting to go upstairs and really, really dreading the idea of going upstairs, and the other half of that time was spent distracting himself with various lab bullshit. But eventually he does go upstairs. And what is Lockhart doing at the moment when he goes up there?
So, quick question: how thin are the floors?
How thin?
Yeah. If someone was
they're-
walking above, would you hear it?
Oh yeah, you 100%. 100%.
So, what Ben Getty would hear would be quiet for a little bit, and then someone moving across the floor for a few minutes, standing still, more moving, quiet for another like 5 minutes, and just a constant like you can hear where she's walking, essentially. So yeah, he could tell she's been pacing and fidgeting around, like moving around, but then would like settle on the couch, only to start pacing again.
So
oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
I'm gonna say when he comes up there, I know like his place is pretty sparse, but like he did kind of have Lockhart get some more furnishing, right? Things are a little bit more tidy, just a little bit more like, you know how sometimes normally magazines or whatever are kind of sprawled out a little bit. They're stacked neatly. The flower vase or whatever would be like center perfectly, kind of thing. Like it just a little bit more OCD.
So as after a good amount of time, that the good 30-minute chunk, Ben Getty will tiptoe upstairs, and he he is very uncertain of how to approach this. But he does he kind of sits off to the side for a little bit and then just kind of scratches his arm. So you good?
Lockhart, who if he sat down, she probably sat down as well. And after kind of the pause, just looks at him with a kind of a bland look of like,
All right, dumb question.
yeah, really, it's like,
So, do you want to talk about what happened?
I don't believe there's much to talk about.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't, I guess he like almost takes the invitation to just be like, yeah, I'll just fucking leave.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. He just sighs.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not sure what you want to talk about. There's nothing to talk about.
Well, it's there's kind of a lot probably to talk about. Maybe it's well. Scratches his chin. So
Do you
I
want to
think you should express your needs.
She slowly raises an eyebrow, but kind of frowns a bit more.
What?
Well, what in particular do you talk about? The fact that you
Um,
have tortured multiple beings? Or the fact that Legacy pulled an idiotic stunt and I am pretty sure you want to follow after her?
well, I am curious about the web. I do want to see it, but that did not go over well with basically everyone. So I'm going to put a pin in that idea. We'll come back to it later. So I guess, what was that bit about torturing stuff? Did I torture someone?
Multiple someones.
Kind of kicks his foot like he's kicking a rock. So
Those
don't know if it counts, but I didn't mean to.
Does he look like he even understands what we're talking about here? Has he put two and two together?
It's a coin toss. He has a
Fucking
vague idea, but like he's like, I think this might be about the Larry thing, but I'm not sure. I don't think I tortured him.
I personally do not know all the science or how Kaya created Larry, as to how he is. But he is far more than just technology at this point. The copies you made of him were also the same. You put them through living hell.
He blinks and gets a little, like, awkwardly shifted in his boots, kind of squirrely. Should you mean like the simulations that I ran?
Yes.
Oh. He scratches his arm. I mean, I didn't. He like sighs and will walk over to the couch and sit. And he'll sit down, like crisscross his legs on the cushions and kind of lean on his knees, elbow on knees, and just go, "Oh, I guess it doesn't matter if I didn't mean to, because it's kind of like done. For whatever that's worth."
I just can't imagine what they were put through. And I would not wish that upon anyone.
He nods. Yeah, it was probably pretty bad. But, like, I mean, I didn't know they were, like, full on, you know, people. It makes sense now that I kind of think about it in hindsight. It doesn't make it better, probably.
Lockhart is listening, but she's really pretty good at kind of keeping a straight face, right? But there's something deeper going on that she keeps glancing at him with a very strange look.
He just, like, awkwardly kind of shifts. Is there any way I could fix it, maybe? Like, maybe apply an update to them? Or something? I still know a lot of stuff about them functionally. Can I make it better? Or make it less bad, maybe?
I am uncertain, and that's not my choice to make. That's something you would need to discuss with Kaya. But I don't think just implementing an update is the right choice either.
He nods. I he gives you a pretty not hard stare, but he is very intently trying to discern your mood. Will I guess this is a pretty big slip up.
I'd say so. I don't like the idea of that happening to others who are important to me.
Well, if it means anything, I'm not going to do it anymore.
I trust that you won't. She's kind of not really looking at him.
Is there something I should be doing now? I'd like to try to fix things or help if I can.
On that, what's done is done. And as I said, I think you need to speak with Kaya and the rest of the drones on what they would prefer. But on the other hand, I think it'd be best if we get rid of that machine.
He blinks and then points to the floor. You mean the bull dive?
Correct.
But I just finished it.
It obviously poses a risk if it could harm people, harm the user like that. And besides, Legacy is a perfectly fine hack as it is, and Cosmic has picked up a lot, as far as I know. So we don't need it.
He scratches the back of his head. I would like to do what's right here. It's well, kind of I don't want to, well, remove or damage anything. I guess I'd like to see what the others might think.
Johan,
He blinks.
why
Yeah?
does it matter?
What do you mean?
Why does the opinion matter here? You created it. It's your invention, correct? And we have seen that it works, and we've also seen that it's a threat. I'm not saying destroy it. You can still use the parts for whatever you want to use. I honestly don't think it's needed.
I don't I don't want to destroy it. Or disassemble it or whatever. It's, well, kind of like, he scratches his chin. It's kind of like a weapon, in a way. It's not harmful unless you don't know how to use it. In which case you'll hurt yourself, learn how. And it wasn't harmful to Cosmic. He had a lot of success on it.
Yes, but the instant it was connected to the internet, it became a danger.
He looks really conflicted. He...
If an experiment is failed, if something doesn't work, are you still gonna keep pushing on?
Well, I don't know. I want to make it. It's...
Why?
He like furrows his brow, kind of concentrating. Cause I'm good at it. This is like a thing that I do. I like make stuff. I'm an inventive
And there's plenty
and
of
an
other things
innovator.
for you to make. This isn't needed.
He crosses his arms, and if you want to try and convince him, you'll have to roll some kind of check.
Okay.
If I would think it would be coercion.
I'm gonna add a little bit here. Why is this project in particular so important to you?
He looks really conflicted, and you can see him. I forget what it was, but there's a thinking gesture, like a tell that Ben Getty has, and whenever he's trying to remember something, he does this. I think it's like tapping his foot. But you notice that tell come up, and you can see him like really trying to put the words together. And he just goes, it's well, make me. I still think this is coercion unless you think differently.
I'll accept coercion. I don't know what. I mean, hang on, let me look. Just make sure. There's nothing else. Yeah, I think coercion would be best.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be coercion, and it will be at you're not pushing against his discipline with that question. You're just pushing up against 4 purple.
And I flipped a point. Just clarify here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think I have any town set up here. Just in chat. Yeah. Hi, Maz.
Okay. So you can see like the stress kind of building, and you see not like a break, but like a realization, and he gets kind of conflicted, and then he kind of frowns. I think it's the only thing I really remember how to do all the way through. And he just kind of stares at his lap. And I think that it's very late and we'll have to end it there. But we're back on the schedule.
I've missed these characters so much.
You son of a bitch.
What? I'm not doing anything.
Shame Legacy out of the house. She's gone. Destroy the machine, destroy the machine, destroy the machine, destroy the machine.
A machine that we have been working towards. And I have been giddy about. For over a year.
I don't think that the machine's gonna get destroyed. It's fine.
I'm gonna say it right here and right now. If you manage to make Bengeti actually destroy this machine, I will have my revenge and you will not be happy about it.
She's gonna kill Bengeti.
Gonna steal the Declaration of Bengeti.
I was not paying attention to Peanut Gallery.
I will destroy every item that you think is useful and cool for Lockhart. I will do it. Oh, you
Joke's
like
on
these
you.
gloves? Fucking yeet it into the river.
Joke's on you. I don't have any items.
Bullshit.
Oh, I forgot to add them to your sheet. Huh. I'll just give them the Legacy for now. She can have your items.
Sure, she can try and use them.
Like, let me pause this.